Good morning, afternoon, or evening, everybody. Today is February 17th, 2017. Welcome back to The Rail. I'm hoping to get some advertisements out soon so that I can expand the audience for the show, but for all of you that are listening, thank you, and let's begin. So as far as school news is concerned, class officer campaigns are coming up, so make sure you've got an idea of who you'll vote for so that you can promptly throw it out the window once you see their speeches, because I know that the speeches are often pretty persuasive. Reminder that there's no school next Monday because it actually is President's Day. So if you can't thank Trump for anything, you gotta admit the day off is pretty sweet. Remember that academic seminar, or as the students know, late start Wednesdays, are still in effect. We'll be going to school on certain days where we shouldn't have in April, but other than that, the seniors are off scot-free. Notice I said seniors because everybody else is gonna have to go to class until June 23rd. Have fun, guys! The play Annie is coming up soon. February 23rd to February 25th is when it will be playing. And a quick correction from a previous episode, I was actually wrong when I said that Our Mike Your Night had its last performance a couple weeks ago, but actually there's going to be another one. I asked Jacob himself, and he told me that there's going to be another one before the end of the year, so get excited. Let's move on to outside news. Trump had a press conference. Oh boy. I have a mix of opinions on it. So, he said some absolutely wrong stuff in there. I went to Politifact to see their whole article on it, which I will link in the description. First of all, Trump claimed that he had the biggest electoral college win since Reagan, which is absolutely false. There were actually 5 wins since Reagan that were bigger than Trump, so this is absolutely untrue. He also said that the media has a worse record than Congress, which is another false statement. Trust in Congress is much lower, but not astoundingly so they classify it on the website as mostly false. To Trump's credit, he did claim that he's not super in touch with Russia, and this was accurate, though I kind of thought it would be because it sounded kind of absurd. The US being in connection with Russia in some way kind of seems weird. So 1 point Trump. Otherwise, he basically spoke randomly the whole conference. Flip-flops, inaccurate statements, and a denouncement of fact-checkers in general. Kind of awful. Again, I'll put a link in the description so you can see it yourself. And this all brings us back to the idea of fake news. Trump is starting to use it as a term to dismiss his opponents in a sense, or people that ask him questions that he doesn't like. We're kind of seeing a connotative shift in the term of fake news right before our eyes. Very, very interesting. And finally, for today's senior update, I'd like to talk about senioritis. For the past 3 years, I always thought it was something that meant being bored with school, giving up, and not being willing to do anything on your last year. This year, that's kind of changed for me. Senioritis to me seems so different now that I'm exposed to it and that I'm enveloped in it. First, let's hear from a few senior teachers what senioritis means to them.
I think senioritis is a sign of weakness. It's when you allow your mind to control your actions. And really, I think it comes from this idea that high school graduation is a finish line. I like my students to know that high school graduation is just a checkpoint.
Yeah, to me, senioritis means students so eager to be done with school that actually going to school and getting things done take a back seat to finishing. So I don't know if I'd call it lazy, but definitely seeing the end, but not necessarily wanting to follow through and all the things that take to get there. But usually it crops up every year about this time of year, but hopefully we have a little bit of a less of an epidemic than maybe we've had in the past.
So senioritis to me would be students sensing that the end of their high school career is near, and kind of the desire to be done with it, be done with the work, but also oftentimes just a lot of the other stuff that goes along with high school, and kind of looking beyond the immediate and looking towards the future.
So to me, senioritis is the idea that you're ready to move on in life. You're tired of the restrictions on freedom, and you just want to be free. You want to start your life as an adult, and graduating high school is the first step in that process. Senioritis is a perfectly honorable affliction, I think. It's not really laziness or boredom in my mind, maybe neglect to some extent, but really, you can't blame someone for wanting to be treated like an adult. This hit me hardest when I visited the university that I'll be attending in the fall. Now it feels closer than ever, and I just kind of want to be there already. Can you really blame me for that? That's going to do it for today's senior update and for today's episode of The Rail. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked it, please leave a like. If you want to leave a comment and tell me how I'm doing, please do that. You can also follow me on Twitter at CHSTheRail. Thank you for spending a little bit of your day with me, and I will see all of you next week.